ever watch movies with closed captioning on?
Never. I hate that.
Really?
Unless it's a foreign film and I have to like hear what they're know what they're saying. But I hate that. I call it grandpa titles, and my boyfriend does that because he keeps but I'll tell you why, because he likes just background, so he keeps the movie on low volume and he has the titles there, so in case he's interested he can look up and read what it's saying. And also I watch a lot of British stuff and he doesn't understand any of the British people, so he has to have that on. But I hate that. I feel like I hate that. Can't stand it.
Because now I have to. Because
why?
Because all people do in movies now is mumble. They don't even say full sentences anymore. It's like, let's go. And I'm like, there's no way that's a sentence. That's not a sentence. So you have to go back and watch it again and again and again to find out what the hell they said. Just turn on the closed caption. Now they say 18% of the population uses closed captioning every time they watch TV.
Right, because 18% of the population is over 70.
No, only 20% of those viewers are hard of hearing.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, it's actually, they say a new study, here you go, study said it's good for your brain to have the words on the same time you're watching it.
How come?
Because your brain is doing two different things.
Okay.
It was first introduced with Julia Child's The French Chef back in 1972. That was the first time, because I guess nobody could understand what the hell she was talking about.
I thought you were going to tell me the reason why is because you started watching like all those mumblecore movies like Frances Ha and You, Me, and Everyone We Know, and what are the ones that Ethan Hawke did, like Before Sunset, After Sunset, The Sun's Coming Up, The Sun's Going Down, Is That the Moon? Like whatever the whole series of movies that he did.
Right.
There's that whole like mumblecore style of movies. I thought that's what you were going to tell me, is that you started watching mumblecore.
Every movie now. They can't say a complete sentence. Watch any movie now. They can't. And outside. The hell did they just say? And it's not because I'm hard of hearing. It's because they have a bad sound guy. It's like Game of Thrones. They had a bad sound guy and a bad camera guy. They had both going on at the same time. So you had to watch it with closed captioning on.
Yeah, I can't do the closed captioning. I'm definitely not into it.
Why? I love it. Because then I don't have to say, what'd she say? I don't have to say that. And I laugh at the TV.
Jeremy agrees with you. He said, I don't usually watch it with it on, but sometimes he's got to rewind and then put it on to see what somebody said, because he's right. He says, you're right. Everyone's mumbling now.
Yeah. I mean, I even had to do it with Pawn Stars today, because Pawn Stars, I didn't know if they said 20,000 a month or 120,000 a month. I had to rewind it, put the closed captioning on to find out.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
So I just leave it on all the time now. So every show, I just go ahead and go right to closed captioning.
I find it really distracting. Like when my boyfriend has it on, I have to go into the other room and watch the other TV, because I like to watch the show or the movie and like take it all in. But when you're busy, like looking at the bottom reading, you miss so much. You're not watching the movie happen. You're reading the movie. It's like, you know what? Just send me the script then. Why am I paying so much for Netflix and Disney and Hulu and all these other channels? Just send me the script. I think it's not the movie's fault and the people that are mumbling. I know Jeremy's like 20. I don't care. I'm just saying, I think you're old.
No, I don't do it with Back to the Future. I don't do it with movies from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. It's just the past 20 years. They don't speak English. I mean, it's not full sentences. Because I'll watch a movie with you and I'll rewind it and I'll say, I'll give you $45 if you can tell me exactly what they just said.
Right.
You'd be like, I have no idea what she just said. I caught every other word.
If you're getting your vaccine, if you're getting it soon and you've heard so many stories about the side effects, experts are saying that what you eat before and after can help reduce anything you might feel. So if you're somebody, so here's what helps. Brace yourself, because I'm sure, sitting around eating potato chips is awesome. But if you have a healthy diet of vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, before you have your shot, and protein sources like fish, poultry, and eggs specifically.
Mhm.
Don't have red meat. They're saying red meat and dairy has a negative effect. So if you're somebody that's more susceptible in general, don't eat red meat and don't eat dairy before your appointment.
Mhm.
A high fiber diet, they said, can help build the immune system, and a low glycemic index diet. That means not a lot of sugar. So don't eat a lot of sugar, eat a lot of fiber, avoid red meat, and avoid dairy. This is just like the day before your appointment.
Can you eat the crap you eat and not get sick?
I have so many food issues that I'm like, literally, I'm eating, all I'm eating these days literally is like a baked potato. Anything potato is the only thing I can have these days. But they said, don't do anything drastic. Don't do any juicing. Don't do any detox. But they said, even with these tips, it's important to remember that, side effects may still happen, but that's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because every bit of research is showing right now that if you do have a side effect, it means you have a really strong immune system. So it's your immune system like kicking in, like going into gear. So if after your first or second shot, if you feel achy, any kind of things you hear about, it's not a bad thing. It does not last long.
See, and it's good for a guy because a guy wants an excuse to not do anything for one day.
Right.
So you can hang out, watch stupid movies, lay on the couch all day, have people bring you food and bring you drinks. And you can say, I'm sick because I got the shot, and people will feel bad for you.
Yeah.
So guys actually have a good time with it because it's just one day. The next day, you're fine. I just had one day. It's just 24 hours.
But that's just after the second shot. The first shot, you were fine, right?
First shot, I was fine. Second shot, you feel a little sick for 24 hours, but then you wake up the next day like nothing happened.